Hello, I'm going to show you around my website and hopefully help you understand the way my mind works with recipes and finances. So this is Delicious. This is our family website. Our kids named it. So if you go to cultivatinghealthyhabits.blogspot, you'll be able to get to my recipes. You'll also be able to get to them through deliciousfood.blogspot.com also. If you ever tap on where it says delicious, it'll take you to this menu so that you can always get to different recipes. Let's go to main dishes. I have them in order of the kind of meat that they are. So this one is the rotisserie chicken that you can have. And you also have the chicken breast recipes, wings, ground beef. We come from a family who eats duck and substitute our beef. You can do all the things in the light blue with ground beef, and you can do the darker blue with a round roast. So you just ignore the duck and just substitute what you need to. This costs $2 right here. That means that I'm only shopping at Walmart and BJ's. I don't have time to go around to all the different stores and get the absolute cheapest things. So this will tell you which items are going to be in the Walmart or BJ's and their price. Cost $5 is what I'm going to shop around. This is what I typically am going to be basing all of my recipes or my budgeting off of, is shopping around. And then this relative column tells you the price difference between the two. So with this baked penne with chicken, broccoli, and mozzarella, you're actually going to save $2.25 if you go and shop around for that one recipe. Another thing that I wanted to point out is these green highlights. That means that this recipe can be halved. So you don't have to spend $17.26 on this. You can actually spend $8 and 60 cents, something like that. So you can half this recipe. Remember, it'll only serve 5 if you half it. So hopefully this will help you out so that you're not like, oh my goodness, these recipes are so expensive. Well, this one is actually going to feed your family for around $9. I try to have a picture with all my recipes. There's some new ones that I still haven't gotten. So if you want to make them and send me a picture, I will very much appreciate it to put a picture. Another thing that I do is in the directions, if you come up here and you see all these in red, that's everything that needs to go with what's happening in this step in red. So if you're reading down here and you're like, oh, I need to add this pink stuff now, well, you can go up here and you can know that this is what we're adding in the pink. You'll be able to just look at one part of your recipe and pretty much know what you need to do. Everything that needs to go in this darker yellow is right here. Everything dark yellow goes in right there. So now if I click on Delicious, it'll bring me back to this site. If you go down to this price list section, this is going to tell you what items you can get. Walmart is in blue, Target's in pink, Food Lion's in yellow, BJ's is red, and Costco is purple. It'll tell you what the price is and what the quantity is. You can decide, do you want to get a BJ's membership? Do you want to get a Costco membership? We'll look through here and see all the things that Costco is cheaper at and decide, is it worth it? I do have to say, though, that with Food Lion, whenever you're about to go shopping, I highly recommend pulling up the Food Lion website and seeing if they have any of the things that you need that week on sale. And then make your decision if you're going to go to Food Lion or not, because Food Lion has really good sales. And if something's on sale, they will most likely be cheaper than everywhere else. But do your math to make sure that's correct. But when I'm pricing for the year, I price without sales. I do what it normally costs because I don't shop sales. I don't coupon clip. I don't do any of that. So I want to know how much this recipe costs all year long. And BJ's has coupons. If you get the top tier membership, it'll automatically do that coupon at the cash register if you click on it. So I do that one for coupons. And then Food Lion, I don't do coupons, but I'll look to see if there's a sale to do the MVP card. But other than that, I just buy what it is. So let's click back. If you go to 2 stores, It's the same things, but if I'm in a rush, I'm going to shop at BJ's and I'm going to shop at Walmart. Publix has the stuff, most likely is the place where I go where I can't find something. The one that everybody loves that you have to get at Publix because it's amazing is their sourdough. Click back. Now to my spreadsheet. What I do every year for the past 25 years, I reprice all the stores to see where am I going to be doing my shopping this year. So when you do this, you're going to come to this site. It's my 2026 meal plan, but you're not going to be able to edit this. And so for you to be able to edit it, you have to go to File and you have to make a copy. And then what I would do is I would just rename it my 2026 meal plan. And then this copy that you will get is now editable. So I'm going to exit out of the one that linked to my website. And now you can edit this. So let's take a look here. This red box area, this is where I do all my calculations to figure out how much my food is going to cost for the week. So the only thing that should be going in here are the recipes that you want to buy for that week. And then it'll tell you the cost. Here are calendars, and I have calendars. As you can see, this one starts on Monday and this one is on Tuesday. So it's the same calendar. It's just that when I go to the store, I like to shop on Mondays and then I shop for the whole week. So I'm only going shopping one time a week. But maybe Mondays don't work out for you and maybe you need a Wednesday, or let's say you do a Thursday. If you will select this calendar and then drag it all the way down till December and then Control C and come back over here, go to where January starts and hit Control V. Now you have your calendar that starts on Thursday. And what I would do is I would take that first line that says Thursday through Wednesday, and I would replace that up there. So now you're going to be doing your calendar with when you're going to be shopping. I want to get to this super quick because I'm going to be using it often. So if you come up here where the title is for the internet directions, if you pull this down, you can put it on your toolbar. And now this one is going to be easily accessible page to get to. Another thing that I like to do is I like to hit a Windows menu on the keyboard. So if you click that and if you hit the arrow button, and I'm going to click it to the left, it'll take up half your screen to the left. And then what I want to do is I'm going to open up another tab and I'm going to click on the one that I just made, my 26 meal plan. So now I have two of the same sheet opened up side by side. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my calendar on the left. I'm going to go to the next tab, which is recipe titles. And I'll be able to very quickly copy my recipes from this sheet onto my calendar. So I'm going to just go, what am I going to eat this week? And one of the things that I do with budgeting is I set a price limit. In the past, my price limit was $10 for a dish, but prices have increased. And so now I have to think, maybe I want to go up to $12 a dish now instead of $10, or maybe $15 a dish. And remember, if you look at the dishes that you can cut in half, you can do that recipe if you're going to do half of it. So don't let the big price tag scare you because you can just have that recipe. So one thing that I like to do, get a variety of different meats. So there's my rotisserie chicken. And a lot of the times when I do most of my rotisserie chicken recipes in here is half of rotisserie chicken. And so I tend to get two of these so that I can use the whole rotisserie chicken. I'll go through and go, what do I want for ground beef? And so I'll pick a ground beef recipe. So let's do some breakfast tacos. The seafood can be pretty expensive, but tuna burgers is one of my favorite things. The manicotti. So that one is a little over $12, but if you looked at the tuna burgers was under $12. So it's going to be okay. And a lot of times I'll either leave this one blank as leftovers, or when I'm making these, the leftovers are my lunch. And so that helps with cost. And so I'll go, let's do meatball subs. That's pretty inexpensive. To see if I am staying within my budget, I'm going to select all these meals and I'm going to put it up here in the one that calculates the budget. Now, when I make these, this is how I put it in. That doesn't mean I'm going to eat the buffalo chicken on Thursday and I'm going to eat breakfast tacos on Sunday. This is just all the recipes that I can eat that week. And the way that we typically eat them is if there's something that has cilantro or something that's going to go bad quickly, I'll eat that in the first half of the week. And the recipes that are more shelf stable, I'll push those to the end of the week. But just to be making a meal plan and getting it on my calendar and finding the ingredients, I don't really decide right now what actual day I'm going to be eating it. I just need to know these are the meals we're making this week. And this says 7170, so I'm well within my budget. The way that I tend to do it is I really use this for dinners, use it for all the other things. You've got lunch and desserts and drinks and side dishes and stuff like that. But when I'm pricing for food budget wise, I'm pretty much pricing just for the dinners. I'll give myself a budget of like $250 a week to feed a family of 5. I'll try to keep it under $100 for the dinners because I want to buy a whole thing of sour cream, even though I'm using just a little bit this week of sour cream. And these recipes are just telling you about the little bit, how much the little bit costs. And so you need to be able to pay for the whole thing of sour cream, and you're going to use it over several weeks. And so if you keep your budget to 250 and you try to keep your costs under 100, you're going to automatically have a cushion in there for all those things that you're buying the whole thing for when you're just using a little bit of it for the recipe. Another thing I wanted to show you is this is the recipe title. So say I'm like, I love to make brownie cupcakes. That's one of my favorite things to make. So I'm going to just put that over here somewhere. See, it tells you how much it increased the cost now. And say, we're having New Year's coming up. We really love this fruit sparkling punch for New Year's. So let's put that in here. So you're getting closer to your $100, and it's okay because you're giving yourself a $100 limit, knowing that it's probably going to be $250. Determine how much you want to set your price limit to. Another reason why this works really well is because, say, if I try to make, let's go to the next week, and I'm going to make some cheaper options, and these are really inexpensive. And then we're going to have company come over, and I want to feed them carne asada. Carne asada is one of our most expensive things. Another thing that you can do is you can take this price. You can say, I'm going to move this down to here because I want to know that when I go shopping for that week, pay special value, and then you got the price right there. And then you can delete that and you can put in your new week. So you can plan your whole year, and I've done that before. But see, look at this. I have this really expensive dinner and it still came under $100. To have that really nice dinner, because I know that all the other dinners I have accounted for that week is going to fit within my budget to have that really nice dinner. I only have this week, which is the second week with the nice dinner. I have that up here in this red box. If I go to the shopping ingredients, do not adjust anything in column A. Leave column A alone. You may adjust everything else if you want. Make these recipes your own. Add ingredients, take away ingredients, put in your own recipes, but leave this column alone. Select all, go to data, sort the sheet, but we're going to do it from Z to A because when you put something in the red calendar box on the left tab over there, it is going to put a 1 in this category. And so now everything with a 1 is now at the top. So this is your shopping list. The recipe title, and go all the way over, and then just select everything that has a 1 next to it. So keep scrolling down. This has all those recipes, and you Control C. And if you come over here to shopping list, you're going to Control V, and you have that shopping list now. Don't cut it, copy it. Okay, so now this is our shopping list. And another thing that I do is I'll come up here to B, and I'll right click, and I'm going to sort the sheet A to Z from this B column. And that is going to put everything together. So my cilantros are now together, my chili powders are now together. And now I can go through this and I can go, I don't need all-purpose seasoning because I already have that. I already have all this stuff. I've got cheese, I've got that, I need cilantro. So you just go through here and you're like, what all do I need? I don't need salt. I don't need that. I don't need oil. You don't need 3 bags of onions. You can say, I need onions, but onions come in a 3-pound bag. I just need 1 onion for that. The soy sauce, vinegar, Worcestershire sauce. Okay, so now this is what I need. So I'm going to resort this, right click, and sort A to Z. And so now this is my shopping list. And it's telling me if I want to buy this for this week, these are the stores that I need to go to. If I have time and I want to go to all the stores, I'll look at this and I'll go, okay, this is where I need to go. First, I'm going to check out Food Lion and see if Food Lion has any of these on sale, because most likely it'll be cheaper if it is on sale at Food Lion. Otherwise, I'll look at that and go, do I really need to go to Food Lion to get the pizza sauce and the baby potatoes? And I'll go, I don't need to go to Food Lion. I want to do Walmart with that. Do I want to go to Costco? Well, yes, I want to go to Costco because I like the tuna at Costco better than anywhere else because it comes in a bigger can. And, it's not just one item at Costco. I'm going to get my Parmesan and my milk. So I can get a pizza while I'm there for lunch for my family. So yes, I'm going to keep Costco there. And I'll always keep Target, because Target, it doesn't matter. There's no minimum. You can order something and you drive up and they put it in your car. So always go to Target because it's so easy. It's the easiest online shopping of all of them. So these are the stores that I'll go to. But if I was in a hurry and I really only wanted to do 2 stores, I could just do column F and get everything I wanted at BJ's or Walmart. Shopping list will only go down to here. You don't need to worry about any of that. Another thing that I do when I'm going throughout the week and I notice that we need something because we ran out of, I have a shopping list that I keep on the refrigerator, and I'll bring that shopping list over here and I'll be like, oh, okay, we need bread and milk, anchovies. We needed salt. I will click to the right and I will go to my price 5 and I will look these up. Control F will bring find in sheet and I can go bread, and here's my bread, and I will see that it is a BJ's item. So it just happened to come up here purple. So don't trust that. Search through the price list for 5 or price list for 2. So milk, I don't want 2%. I want whole milk. So I'm going to Control C and I'm going to Control V, and I see that's going to be at Costco. Anchovies is a Walmart one. Salt is Walmart also. So this is how I do the shopping list that I have accumulated throughout the week of things that I'm like, oh, I need this. Oh, I need that. This also has a lot of things that my shopping list for ingredients doesn't have, like shampoo. Where do I get my shampoo? I get my shampoo from Target. We also ran out of paper towels. Where I get my paper towels from BJ's. So this will have a lot more things on it than your shopping list for ingredients. Another thing that I like to do with this system that I have is, this is how I compared. I priced everything at Walmart, priced everything at Target, Food Lion, BJ's, and Costco, and then the few things at Publix that I go to. And then you can see the difference between all of them. And on this price 5, this is where I decided what is the cheapest. And sometimes I did not choose the cheapest because I want Heinz Simply ketchup. And so I'm not going to get the cheapest ketchup that there is. I'm going to get the cheapest Heinz Simply ketchup. And especially like with grapes. Let's do a search for grapes over here. So grapes, the cheapest is at Food Lion. But I really love the taste of the Costco grapes. I really do not like the taste of BJ grapes. I didn't even put BJ's. BJ's is probably the same price as Costco. But Costco is more expensive than Food Lion. But I love the packaging that grapes comes in at Costco, and I love the taste. So I am going to take this more expensive one over this one. But what's good to know here is if I'm not going to Costco, and I am going to Food Lion, then I'll go, oh, Food Lion is the one that has the good grapes. I'm going to do that definitely over Walmart or Target. I'm going to get grapes at Food Lion if I'm not going to Costco. That's where this can come in handy. If you're not going to Costco, where should I go if I am going to one of these stores? Which one should I do?
I'll tell you about one of the things I love best about my grocery system, and that's about inventory for food storage. You can do it for a month, 3 months, 6 months. I've even done it for a whole year, especially during the pandemic. So let's go on this left side back to our calendar. And I wanted to show you that I just filled in a month's worth of calendar. What's very helpful about this is that if you do it at least a month at a time, you can see that you're not always going back to your common everyday or every week meals. Like I'm always having taco salad. I'm always having spaghetti. You can see that you are not repeating your recipes, that you are having a wide variety, and you can also see how much it's costing you. Look at this week. This week is only $56. You can go out to eat for lunch or something like that during that week. This week's only $7, and this one's right up there at your $100 limit, just about. So I just wanted to show you how you can do this to help you inventory your food storage. So I'm just going to do this last week. I've already done these other weeks. I made a little mark there to tell me. And now I'm going to go on the right side. I'm going to go back to my shopping's ingredients page. Remember to select all by clicking this white box and go up to data and sort sheet, column A, Z to A. And then remember, you got all your ones up here. Go all the way up to the top. Select all the information that you want and drag down until you've captured all the ones in column A that have the number 1. And goes all the way down to waffle sundaes. So I'm going to Control C. I'm going to cut it, not paste it. I'm going to go to shopping list. And these are all the other weeks. I'm at the bottom. So I'm going to just Control V and paste it. And then if you come up here to your column B, you can sort everything A to Z with column B. And now you're going to get all your Alfredo sauces and go through here. I'm going to remove that search. Go through here, and this is shelf stable. This is shelf stable. Look at all these things. Avocados, not shelf stable. So I would just get rid of that one. Bananas, not shelf stable. Let's see here. Block cheddar cheese, not shelf stable. Neither are blueberries or chicken breasts. I would not do pie crust. So you just go through here. I would not do butter either. You can have a little bit of butter food storage, but it'll take up way too much room in your refrigerator. I went through this and I eliminated all the produce and stuff that is not shelf stable. And I'm going to resort this sheet. And you can see that I'm going to need 3 Alfredo sauces. I'm going to need this many cans of chicken broth. I'm going to need chili powder on hand. I need this many cans of corn. When I do the recipes, you see how I just put like a very small amount of seasoning, because to me, seasonings are a sunk cost. You buy it once and it's going to stay in your pantry for like a year, 2, 3 years. And so I really try not to put that much of a price on the seasonings, but I need them there for when I do food storage because I need to know I need cumin in my food storage. I need flour in my food storage. And so this just really helps you know exactly what you need in your food storage. And you don't have to go out and buy it all at once. You can wait until Food Lion has a sale. You'll know exactly how many cans of corn to get if it goes on sale at Food Lion. Another thing that is really awesome about my grocery system that helps a lot is I set a limit to $12 to $15 a dish. I'm trying to stay within $100 and there's 7 days. So that's about $15. I'm trying to stay under $15 for food for one meal. So now you know what your fast offering should be because one meal is 15. If you're supposed to do two meals, then that's 30 for your whole family. And then you can decide, am I going to give more than 30? How much more or something like that. So you can know exactly how much you should be giving for your fast offering.
Another thing that was fun is that the furthest back that I could go on this computer, because we've lost information from other computers, is I could go all the way back 10 years to 2016. And so I just thought it would be fun to show you what items, there's so many more items that I'm now shopping for than I was back in 2016. But to see the price difference, to see that Alfredo sauce was $2.12 back in 2016, but it's now $2.50. But what's surprising, so let me search up milk, whole milk. It was $3.39 back in 2016, and it's $2.06 at Costco today. So milk has gone down. So not everything has gone up. There have been a lot of things that have gone down. So this was kind of fun to look through to see where have the prices gone from 2016 to 2026. Everything else on here was what I did to do the calculations. You can play with it if you want because it's now yours and editable. You can do what you want, but I hope that the way my brain works might help you to be able to live on a tighter budget this coming year and to realize that you have power over how much you're spending and you can control your food and you can spend so much less on food if you just take a little bit more time, think about your recipes and decide if you're going to shop around between stores or not. You can actually save so much money this way with food. I hope that you enjoy my recipes and it'll help you just to think things a little differently because I know I think differently. Happy 2026.